Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Guelph District Multicultural Festival. We're coming to the end of the day. We have a couple more things coming up. But I just wanted to, as we move into this next presentation, I just wanted to talk about how happy and thrilled we are with the youth engagement in the festival this year. We have had some amazing volunteers from the community and so many young people taking part in filming pre-recorded videos and live videos, and it's really wonderful to see because as we move along and we get older, just like the traditions that are passed down from our cultures to our children, we're passing the torch of the multicultural festival and to the youth here in the community. So we're so happy to have everybody involved, and we want to keep that up and keep you all involved. And Sinthuja's got a lot of stuff coming up over the next few months, different engagements and stuff. So keep tuned to the website because there's some interesting things coming up. So with that, I'm going to introduce our next presenters. We have two young ladies who are going to do a cooking demonstration for us. They're going to be cooking some Egyptian food, Middle Eastern treats is what we're calling it. There are two desserts, baklava and konafa, which I don't know if I pronounced that right. I hope I did, but they can tell me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I'm going to introduce Miriam and Renata now, and off to you, ladies. Can't wait to see what you're going to cook up.
Hi. Yeah, right now, baklava, yeah, which is a very famous Middle Eastern uh, dessert. It's also like Mediterranean dessert. So you go to Greece, you'll get baklava. Go to Turkey, you'll get baklava probably. Yeah, and like it's basically we're using one of yeah, that's what it is, and this is how it's sold in stores. And this is it. So yeah, let's get started. Was a cutting board yeah, we have the butter. This is one of our honestly I think we put a lot of extra than we need. But yeah, the recipe is on the website. But yeah, I think we just need extra more just in case, I guess. So it's better to have more than less. Yes, because it also depends on the thing that you're using and you want to like pretty much want to use the whole thing. Because you don't want to have the risk of like there's recipes for leftovers like filler sheets, but it's just best to use it all, I guess. So yeah. What? What? Yeah, so, can start by you know, yeah. So yeah, we're doing the first thing with the syrup. So it's a sugar syrup. Honestly, like it's so sweet for some people. So a good alternative is um the maple syrup. Also works. It's a new idea, but like it's more authentic, but like it's different Asian touch that would make it like moderately like sweet, like not too sweet. I guess some. So yeah, and this is my mom, who is also like super nice because with the sugar syrup recipes of it, like if you get burned, it's not so good because it's a bit hot, like if you're using sugar, it is tricky sometimes. So if you wanted to try the maple syrup, I think it's also a great alternative in general. Like it's awesome, yeah. So yeah, I can.
Oh, Miriam, we're having a few audio issues when you turn your head away from the camera.
Oh, okay.
So, just so you know.
Okay. I will see what you do. But yeah, so I will get closer and they're doing.
Hey, hi. Yeah, I think we are having issues with your audio. So, yeah. Maybe one person can do it and the other person can talk. Maybe
Okay,
that.
then I will talk. Okay, and I will project it. Yeah, so
Yeah, Miriam, we can hear your voice the best. So
Mhm.
if you want to talk and let your sister and your mom show the cooking, then that might work better.
um, so yeah, we've put the 2 cups of sugar with 1 cup of water and a lemon squeeze, and you leave it for like around 8 minutes kind of thing, and you'll have a sugar syrup at the end. Yeah. You just want to like mix it till like it's dissolved kind of thing. Yeah. So you got this?
Why don't you tell them a little bit more about the dish?
The what is it called? Kunefa? Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. So we're today also gonna be using. So she's gonna be like taking care of this. Well, I'm gonna start with the level this first time. Yeah. So, but so yeah. What else? So the difference of the product and really pretty much any kind of nuts. I've never seen pecan though, to be honest, because pecan is not really efficient. Like it's not really in the what is it, like nut that's grown in the middle, I guess. So yeah, I've never actually seen that. But other than that, I've pretty much seen it and like Brazilian nuts, of course. But yeah. So you spread it out. Sometimes
Miriam, can you go back towards the camera? We're just having a little bit of trouble hearing you when you're step back like that. There you go.
yes, you can do it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, just yeah. So now I'm gonna be like just putting butter on the pan. That's very important because you don't want it too thick. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, melted butter, honestly. Also, ghee can work as long as it's a good quality butter. Like, let's not use any low quality butter because it's like with desserts, you can know the difference if it's high quality or low quality butter. And yeah, you can know like if you pay for cheap baklava, you may notice that it's not the best quality. So it's definitely worth it to pay a bit of price for like good quality baklava. Yeah, because it's also like filled sometimes with pistachios and like yeah, so one by one we put it in kind of thing. So oh yeah, English. And yeah, so yeah, so we put it in thing. Yeah, because sometimes the dough is too big, and that's I think that I have problem way too common is that the dough is way too big, and essentially you want to get like one sheet and and you spread it and you brush it with butter, one sheet and you press it with butter, until you get to use like half of the dough kind of thing, and then you'd add no, like a couple of sheets. Yeah, it's pretty flexible with that. Like there's no issues if you do like a couple sheets and a bit of butter or one cheese and a bit of butter kind of thing. You'd find different recipes online too. Um, and yeah, and then when you get to around half of the dough, you get to do some yeah, and then have here eventually the pistachios, and the almond. They're toasted and they are what is it called? Yeah, and they're like crushed pretty much. Like yeah, I did it with a knife to be honest, because I just like the texture of it, like a bit big, I guess, kind of thing. So
And
yeah.
can you remind everyone who's watching what nuts you used?
Pardon?
Can you remind anyone who's watching what kind of nuts you used?
Oh, pistachios and almonds. You can honestly use peanuts, walnuts, and we also have coconuts. Like coconut, yeah, like coconuts.
Is
Yeah,
it
and yeah,
something that you guys usually cook all together? Like, do you like cooking all
yeah. So we mostly like cook all together. It's like so. Yeah, the best thing about like honest like doing desserts and stuff is that like everybody's like help each other kind of thing. So yeah, especially this dish is like pretty common in the month of Ramadan, which is like an important month for a lot of Middle Eastern, a lot of Middle Easterns because there is a majority Muslim, I guess, in a bit of the Middle East. So yeah, it's kind of common to have that type of dessert, and yeah, but it's year-round dessert. It's great for any like friends coming over and you want to impress them. Like it's wonderful and it's very easy. It's honestly like if you get to know this, like to get to know how to do it, it's you don't have to pay the amount of money that you pay often for like few pieces of baklava. Because yeah, the ingredients are not that expensive and they're everywhere. If you can find the baklava, the what is it, the phyllo dough, yeah. And so you put in right now it's like some like 2 sheets, and she's just spreading them with it. So we're also gonna be doing like a mix of the nuts. So we're just not gonna do just one nut. It's great to have a plenty. And also the really cool thing about it is that like mostly in like some regions in the Middle East would have like they would prominently use special different nuts depending on like what is more prominent in that region. So for Egyptians, like if you get like homemade baklava, you may find it mostly made with peanuts because they are grown in Egypt and they're pretty cheap there too. While if you go to somewhere like Syria, you'll find that you'll find most of the baklava made with no with walnuts and pistachios because they have there's it's pretty common, yeah, to be grown in that area for that special region, I guess. So yeah, the Aleppo pistachios are pretty like what worldwide known. Yeah, so the recipe also differs from certain places in the Middle East. It doesn't really differ much. It's also like they come in different shapes, to be honest. But we're doing the easiest one because this is cooking for all. So yeah, this is the package, and it shows the different types that you can pretty much do baklava in. And it's yeah, and they're all pretty much valid. This is baklava. This is baklava. It's just different shapes and how they're formed and stuff. And yeah, yeah. So like 3 sheets each, and you crush it with butter. And what else? Yeah, but okay, so if you want to try the dough and stuff but you have like nut allergies and stuff, this is exact same recipe that you do something another dish that is that you use meat in the middle instead of this, what is it called, nuts, and instead of nuts, yes, because oops, yeah, because and it would be like a savory dish, it would be a main dish, and it's really amazing. But you don't, of course, do the syrup because it's a savory dish. You just fill it with ground meat, and yeah. You could also brush it with butter on top. Yeah. It's on medium. Okay, so yeah, it's on medium right now. You can put some syrup now. Maple syrup, yeah, yeah, okay. So just give me a second. So honestly,
This is reminding me of when my family tries to cook all together. We're all
yes.
get out of my way.
Oh my god. Yes, and we're just honestly like there's no special like measurements. It's amazing because like if you don't know how to cook and you're worried about like oh measurements and like honestly this is the most flexible thing. It's very very generous with how many mistakes or errors you can do because there's barely any errors you can do because it's just very simple, like very few ingredients, and we're currently doing um yeah, so we're right now putting the maple syrup, like a bunch of bit, so like it's almost a bit sticky, the nuts, and that will give it like a great texture after it's baked. It's like you want it like to have some like it hold itself. Yeah, it sticks a bit into itself. I'm not so sure how like it almost looks like trail mix. Yeah, it's pretty much just thinking about it, it's pretty close to trail mix. So you can add any type of nuts in here too, to be honest. So yeah.
We're getting some comments from people.
Oh,
It looks really delicious, and I have to agree. I'm really excited to see how it turns out, and I
yeah,
want to make
me
some at
too.
home now. Can I ask where would you recommend buying the dough from?
So so honestly, like what is it called? No, Oma Fresh Foods is a store that is pretty close to the university, and yeah, you'll find like a lot of like yeah, you'll find sometimes in Metro, but I don't know. Yeah, and yeah, what else? But yeah, I don't know, Mom. I think I may have not seen it once, but I honestly don't know. I don't do much of shopping, to be honest. So, yeah, yeah. Oma Fresh Foods is like an Arab store. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. You'll find some interesting stuff, I guess. So yeah.
Awesome. That's great to hear, especially for our Guelph viewers. If it's right in Guelph near the university, we'll have to check it out for sure.
Is that the new store that's on Stone Road? I was asking, is that the new store that's on Stone Road?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you want to spread it like so it's almost like an even layer. So. And so see, and after putting the maple syrup, now it's a bit sticky. There's a hole to it. So yeah, I kind of done that before. I like a mistake, and I was like, didn't have it. But it's not the end of the world because you still put syrup on it, and it like after it like it yeah after you cook it, like it still holds itself if you didn't put like if you skip that step. Like it's not. That's the best thing about it. It's like it's such a beginner recipe. Only like the tricky part is the oven. Like make sure you don't burn it. That's oh God, yeah. I can't say I didn't do that before. So yeah. Yeah, but it's good though. Yeah.
I know she's like a pro. She looks like she's made this 1,000 times.
Yeah, she looks like she's a pro at it. She doesn't even have to look.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forget to look at the camera. But so I mean, it's almost like painting because you're holding a paintbrush, so you just it's white. It feels like a canvas, almost like painting the canvas. When you get into the beat of it, into just putting on the papers and brushing it with dough, you kind of you just get into the beat of it. So you get into the rhythm. It's you end up going faster and faster. So it's just yeah. The only thing that I personally don't know much about is doing the syrup. It's just always been the dangerous part. Yeah, it's like it's very easy to make. It's just 2 cups of sugar with 1 cup of water and a lemon squeeze.
Yeah,
But
if we need the syrup is thick, but if we want to make it light, so make it more water. So 2 cups of sugar with about 1.5 cups of water.
yeah, it depends also on your preference. And yeah.
And make it boil together with some about 1 spoonful of lime.
Lime juice. Yeah.
Boiling about 50 minutes. Yeah. Now
Alright,
it's
so
ready, but not putting it in the oven. Now we have to put it before we in the oven.
I always do this mistake. Always. So yes.
Yeah. But it's all this. Yeah. Alright. So when you're cutting it, it's fun to get creative with the ways that you cut because you could just cut it in straight rows, or you could do like a cross patch. I forgot what it's called, but like
you could go one way, go the other way. Just you can make intricate designs. You're just cutting it before, so when it goes into the oven, it gets really, really crispy. So when you cut it after, it doesn't make a gigantic mess. So
Oh yes, because that's the that's the thing that I mess up in. So yeah, it's just like if you okay, yes.
So
But yeah,
someone, we did
yeah.
have a question. Someone asked about the maple syrup, if it's a traditional ingredient, but I think
Oh
you
no,
talked about it,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, in the
I found more healthier, and get the taste that it is not too sugary. You know the mixer has sugar with the creamy taste, and found it incredible. I found it is incredible baklava when I put with maple syrup. So
yeah, and I love it the way how she does it. It's nowhere traditional. You'll never find it anywhere like that. It's a thing that you can do at home.
that's right. When you find a big difference, and then any other baklava you can buy.
Like it's because it's so non-traditional. It's almost like you're breaking kind of rules, kind of thing. But, but like you know what? I think the taste is better because not everybody likes how sweet sometimes baklava can be. So like there's some people that can like baklava, but like sometimes the sugarness might throw them off. So if like adjusting sugar works, hey, that's awesome. More
So it's like
inclusivity.
a Canadian baklava, then, right?
Yeah.
And I know you have another younger sister. Does she help out with this sometimes?
Yeah, she helps me sometimes, especially with like spreading out like the nuts on. That's one thing we kind of okay with. But yeah, since yeah, she'd want to always like do more. But yeah,
starting up the last part of the I guess you call it the baklava, but usually in Egypt we call it
In
baklava.
Arabic it's baklava, but
There's like an Egyptian Arabic
thing we found Pakistani people say it baklava, and also Turkish people say it baklava with B, not with W.
Yeah, so
And then now we have to put more butter. Yeah, now but to make it a bit golden and fluffy, and then when it comes from the oven, we will get rid of the
access.
the more butter. I think right. The oven has to be about 300 degrees or 300 degrees Fahrenheit.
oh, we can do that. Yes. Not used to holding tripods. Okay.
Because baklava needs not so hot oven.
Miriam,
And
what temperature did you put it at?
300.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
300.
yeah, okay.
Right, so while that's in the oven, we could get started on the kunafa, because the baklava requires a slow, steady, low bake. So yeah, now we could just start on the kunafa. Yeah, I'm spelling. I spelled that kunafa with the O because just how different like dialects I guess say it. So kunafa is like the way like Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, Jordan, they would all say like kunafe kind of thing. Egyptians just kunaf, like kunaf. So like I put the kunaf spelling in it, and that's like one of the few differences that you find from this region to that region. Yeah, and I'm Egyptian. So yeah. So basically, this yeah, it's this yeah, we just from the store. It has to be thawed. So like I just honestly okay, there's different ways you can do this, but you essentially want to
Open it.
yeah, open it.
We missed the first part of that. Would whoever's closest to the camera just want to repeat the steps that you made?
Right. So we have the kunafa dough, which is kind of like it kind of is like stringy, almost hair-like, I guess. And you have to it will usually be found in like the freezer section. So when you get it, it needs to thaw out or come to room temperature. Yes. Also with the phyllo dough, so you can easily use it. Right now we're just breaking apart the kunafa dough, so it can like easier use.
Yeah, it's so cool how it's like it's such a cool texture. And yeah, also like if you buy baklava like from like herb stores, you'll find yeah, if you buy baklava from like herb stores, you like also find those there's other types of similar baklava looking things. But yeah, this is one of them. It's called kunafa, and it's also famous in the Middle East. So also if you go
Yeah.
and also the Mediterranean. And there's different ways you can do it. There's some with cream, mango, chocolate, and like even shrimp, like for as a savory thing. So yeah,
People also find that they can almost like wrap the kunafa dough in to make it almost look like baklava, but today we're just gonna do it straight.
the easiest version
Just pan cook it, not pan. Sorry.
last things.
Yeah, flat cook it, I guess. I don't know.
It looks so cool. It's really
Yeah.
good.
If you guys know, there's something called like dragon speared cotton candy. No, every time I look at the kunafa, it just reminds me of dragon speared cotton candy, where it's like a Chinese tradition where they hand pull sugar so much that it basically looks like hair. So
Yeah, but this is completely different. This is
so
completely
straight up.
different. Though it's has not. It
It is only wheat flour and water, and in our country, we go to special stores that make it fresh. We can see the man who while he is doing it from scratch, and it is very fun to see it, and take it hot to the home and do it at about 15 minutes after we bring it from the home. So, but here, because we are in Canada, it is so difficult to get it fresh. So, but we found it in Arabic stores. Even I found it in some Canadian stores like Metro. I found it there, and I was so happy to find it.
so currently I'm just like trying to like break it apart. You don't want it that stringy. I get it. Like, it's for the shape of how we're doing it. Yeah, it takes a bit of time sometimes. So if I could find the shears, yeah, I'm gonna get the shears over.
The scissors.
Yeah. Yeah, and it just makes it like easier to like cut it into smaller pieces because it will take long. That's enough. Okay.
We don't have to mix it.
This is also a dish that we regularly do or make in the month of Ramadan. We actually in the month of Ramadan, we usually bake a lot of Arab dishes to remind us of home. So it's very heartwarming because back in Egypt, it was like a tradition that we would eat it almost like regularly. So
Maybe every day.
Yeah, but also like whenever you go to people's houses, they serve you this.
Kunafa, baklava, and There's another dish called the
Yeah, but
pepper.
also that's also just like it's a stable like for so yeah, it was it's a great tradition. Yeah, and also like it just sort of just like any time of the year. It's not really specific to that time of the month or any time of the year. So yeah, but it's more regular, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are currently using ghee. So yeah, we're gonna mix a bit of ghee, which is a clarified butter. We're gonna mix it with the butter that we had from making the baklava, and just mixing it together. It's both butter, so it's fine. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You want to like spread it out and
Could you repeat that step one more time? We just
right. So sorry. So you put the butter, about a cup of butter on the dough, on the kunafa dough, and you try to get all the kunafa dough like it should be covered with butter. It should be covered with butter so you can get like maximum flavor wise. Yeah, you could use like it's better to use your hands because if your hands are washed very thoroughly, it's best to use your hands to get it properly distributed. Because it's just easier to do that. You can use utensils like your spoons or like whatever you have at home, but hands is easier, like efficiency wise. So yeah. These festivals. Yeah, but yeah. But it's also great to always have support, you know. Yeah. So yeah, if you just want to like distribute it, and it's a bit harder is if because yeah, I know. I just moral support. You can do it. I know I can. I'm just saying that it's like what is it called? Like yeah, it's best to use also like not like quite straight out of the bottle because it would make it easier to like distribute the ghee and distribute the butter. So you want it to have it melted, not just like in like room temperatures. And yeah, so bring it up and down, and it's almost like a feel thing, to be honest. Like since I guess like a cup of butter is pretty much enough, but like if you want it to like make sure it's all through, you can add some spoons in here. Measure by your heart. Okay. Yes. Don't put too much butter because then your heart might not be so happy. But put enough. Like if it's well covered, then you shouldn't need more. But if you see that it's not well covered and everything's melted, everything's good, then I would say add a little bit more butter or ghee to make it a little bit more covered well, you know. Pretty much like beginner. Yeah, it's not hard. It's a bit time consuming, but for the end product, it is well worth it. You could, but yeah, I mean, you feel a lot for it in like a fancy like in a fancy restaurant that you have like frying it and stuff. Yeah. Totally recommend making it. And it's basically similar. If you also have like the syrup, it's the same concept. You use this. I think we're pretty good. Right? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. It's not like the other one. So it wouldn't hurt to add a bit, but yeah. I see. All right, so now we're just gonna spread the kunafa dough evenly across the bottom, and you have to you have to compress it within the pan so you can have fist.
Yeah.
You use about half of the dough to cover the bottom. Yeah, make sure to make it like pretty tight, so like tightly compressed at the bottom. Yeah. How do you salt it?
We have to add some syrup to
The nut mix.
To make it a little bit sticky.
Just gonna zoom in a bit. All right. So we have this is the same nut mix as before. The almonds and the pistachios. We added the maples. We added a bit more maple syrup to make it more sticky. We have here the compressed kunafa, half of the kunafa dough, and we're just gonna put the nuts, the nut mix on the kunafa dough.
Yeah, so also like with the compressing thing, it depends also on your preference. So like some people make the kunafa strings like they cut it like quite small, like almost pretty much like small like vermicelli sizes, and sometimes you don't have to do that. It depends on like what type you want it kind of thing, and what type of time you have. Because sometimes as you can see, it can take a bit of time to like, got it? Yeah, okay. Just a little bit add. You know, the pen is not big, that's so sometimes an issue. But I thought it's more like sizing. So, but it's okay, really. It doesn't really matter. You can find it like in many different sizes in like fancy stores. So, yeah.
Now we're just gonna add the rest of the kunafa dough on the top. Again, spread it very evenly so it can cook properly, like throughout. Just saying, back home, when the adults were making the kunafa dough, it's a thing where children would steal. By children, I mean both of us. We would steal. We would steal the kunafa dough while it has the butter on it before it cooked. Like it's delicious. Wouldn't advise eating it like a lot. You shouldn't. For your health, you shouldn't eat a lot of the dough before it cooks. But it's a very delicious thing. You should at least try it. But yeah, it's just something that I feel like everybody I know did that. Would eat the dough before it cooked because I mean it's butter and dough. It's delicious. It's kind of like how in cartoons would people eat raw cookie dough. This is kind of like the raw cookie dough. All right. So when we put this in the oven, it will get really crispy. So like if you see
And
any
it's
like
would like the kunafa to be crunchy.
completely
Some other people need it not too crunchy, crunchy from outside and little bit soft from inside. So
it depends on your cook time. So
the cooking time and the syrup. If you want to make it crunchy, so the syrup has to be thick. And thick means 2 cups of sugar and 1 cup of water. And if you want to make it little bit softer from inside, or not little bit, yeah, more soft, make it the syrup 2 cups of syrup and 1.5 cup of water.
all right.
That's my advice.
And she's gonna the most of course. So yeah, I guess she knows all the experience and stuff. But okay. Yeah.
Right, so she compressed it all Now it's fits in. Yeah, and it's very tight. The dough is very tight. Quick wash.
So which out of the two is your favorite to cook together?
The best thing while they are cooking with the kunafa, then they will steal the kunafa before they put it in the oven.
Kunafa is something that we like to make together mainly because we like to steal it before it cooks.
Oh, now
There we go.
That looks so good already.
Yeah, it's almost done at this point. It's about 5 minutes more because it's browning, but we want it to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna put in the kunafa.
That's nice. It didn't take as long as like
Yeah.
it usually does to bake, I feel. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
It's because the ingredients are easy when we mixers and that stuff. I guess it's just I don't know. A couple of things.
Yeah, if the oven ready before start to cook, so it will take about 20 minutes to everything is ready to eat. But don't eat it hot because it will be so soft because it has butter and maple syrup or sugar, so it will
Might
burn
burn your tongue.
our tongue.
Yeah, and the key thing is like you want to add when you take it out of the oven, you want to add like as soon as possible when it's hot, but the syrup like chills up. So
Yeah.
there is that ratio. So the syrup, you can do it in reverse too. That like in reverse, like you have the neck is like really like cold. If it has chilled already, you can add the hot syrup, or when the kunafa is hot, you can add the chilled syrup. Yeah, one has chilled, one is not chilled. So
It's so hot now. So
yeah, so its consistency is like it's thick, but like it's yeah, I just want to show this. Yeah, so this is the consistency of it. It's very interesting and kind of a bit hard to get, to be honest, but if you get it right, that's amazing.
yeah, and then we will make a syrup as a mix between the maple syrup and
but
our traditional syrup. So
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Right. So while that's cooking, okay, we're just gonna clean up our workstation a bit, which is a great idea if you're working from home because if you leave everything to the end, you're gonna have like a gigantic mess to take care of. So cleaning while you go is the best way to go. Right?
That sounds like something your mother taught you.
Oh yes, very much. She would get mad if I left a lot of dishes.
because we love to cook. Every day we cook a lot because we are a big family, and my kids love to cook themselves. So maybe I can find Rina had a new recipe and she wants to try today, and also Mariam sometimes a day. And you can imagine the message. Everyone has a new recipe, everyone has a new idea, and keep everything with at the end of the day.
Yeah, I will.
And now, well, we will look at the maple syrup with the plant. We're gonna mix it. Yes. Okay, there's different ways to do it.
So are you putting the maple syrup on top again before you put it back in?
What? Yeah. Before. Yeah, okay, now, Mariam, you want to make it only maple syrup?
Maybe
I mean, I didn't know how to make it. Alright, that's what I yeah. Alright, so mission.
Preference.
So it's maple syrup on the entire thing, and the other thing was
Yeah. So yeah, for the batawa, I get some stuff between the both. For the batawa, we're just gonna be putting the maple syrup, and for the kunafa, we're gonna be putting homemade syrup
mixed with the
with the maple
with the
right?
maple syrup, yeah. But I don't know. The thing is, like, when we discovered the maple syrup trick, like, we're all in love with it now, so much that, like, yeah, we barely ever use the like the original recipe, of adding in like the sugar syrup.
That's a preference, but
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
and we have to put it until it gets cold. So yeah, so we need to leave it to rest for it to cool down. On the side, God, it's so heavy.
Okay. Yeah, so what's also interesting is that we've added ghee, which is and you'll find it in the Indian stores and like you find it also in like imports and stuff. But yeah, it's interesting that we just added ghee because I think we have something like it in the Egyptian culture, but I think it's like I think it has like it's not as better of a quality as ghee is, I guess.
No.
It's the same quality. But yeah, it's better quality. Yeah,
You can find it here.
we found it in some like Arab stores, Arab stores, like, yeah, I think the preference. Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't really much like differ much, I guess, in the overall taste, but in the overall taste. But yeah.
And that was the dough that is that you find similar, or
The butter.
The butter.
okay.
The butter, and then we added like ghee. Is what it is traditionally. Here.
This is the ghee. It's a clarified butter that is used in a lot of big Indian and Pakistani desserts too as well. And yeah, so it's great for desserts that we have found.
Sorry. Yeah, so how long is it? It takes you around like 50 minutes, depending on like how crunchy you want it to be. And yeah, I really like it for the more crunchy, but I guess for the time we'll have it, I guess, like a bit soft today. So yeah.
So is the baklava still has time to go?
It's just resting right now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That looks so good.
Yeah, I wish you could smell it. It smells even better.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. It's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, you guys are making me hungry.
Yeah.
You will not regret ever making this.
No, I think it looks like I'm a student, and I know so is Miriam, and like it looks like something I could make as a student, budget wise, time wise. So that's awesome.
And it's like very impressive because like the price that you pay for it and stores and stuff is like it's kind of like
No, that's fine.
it's
I
not.
found it outside because we know the traditional taste, the good taste. You can taste the difference. We bought from some stores, but I found not that the traditional taste that we used to have.
Yeah, because the butter quality is not that good. Like it almost has that Popeyes biscuit when it's cold. If you but
Yeah, maybe they are using a vegetarian margarine. Yeah, margarine. So it doesn't give you the same taste like the ghee or the butter.
Alright. I get to It's an impressive dish if you are having people over, or if you're just making it for yourself. It's a great way to treat yourself after a long day of studying. Or
Don't eat lots of it because it has lots of butter, lots of sugar. Yeah. So maybe only one piece is more than enough.
I think if I started to make it when I wanted to treat myself, I'd just find ways to treat myself.
Yo, hold on, wait. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. It's so hard to serve, I guess. I guess so okay, here's the thing, when it's gel, it's a lot different. So yeah, that's also it. We're just doing it on the top. Yeah, because
Yeah. So, and now it is fully, and we will also put it in refrigerator. You'll find a bit different. It's so good.
yes, also that's the thing with adding in a bit of sugar syrup, it will give it a bit better of a flavor, but she'll take it out. It will come out a bit better, but I think yeah, it's really that like serve it out this like pot kind of thing. So that's why it was a bit like hard to take it out of the pan, but other than that, it should come out like really solid and clear. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to like food photography, so just bear with me for a second. All right. Here we have our first dish. So yeah, it's great to have. So this is I made extra just because like
It's a great topper.
yeah, it's a great job, and we have it like for any kind of recipe like that. You want to have it like already ready and stuff. So it's great to have it already toasted, already crushed, and just seal it in a container, and you'll be good. So yeah.
All right.
We also add this,
We have flake coconut, unsweetened.
coconuts to add in.
It's best to use unsweetened because it kind of like it doesn't add to the sweetness that the baklava already has. So the first dish, nice. Now we're just gonna wait for the kunafa to cook.
Maybe so just we're getting close to 6. So do you maybe want to just show us kind of what it's looking like
Right,
in
okay.
the oven and we can quickly take a look?
So this it's best if you wait until like it's completely golden brown. But for now, let's just
You can even just bring the camera and kind of show us how you were cooking before. That might be easier if it's hot.
Now it is about more 5 minutes. After it comes like golden, we put the syrup, and then after it's cooled down, we can cut it.
we can just cut it and yeah, it's great. So that's that. Yeah, I just need a bit like completely because this okay. So you know when it's like a bit golden, it has like some like almost like
A golden
Yeah.
brown.
And also the thing is like some stores you'll find it with cheese, you'll find it with mangoes. This is the easiest version because sometimes like with the mangoes it's a bit harder, and this is just the most classic way.
Another recipe mango.
Yeah, and then the ones, and it's a completely another recipe with the cheese ones, where like it almost looks like pizza, but and they also sometimes add food coloring on it, orange food coloring to give
Yeah,
it
yeah.
more of color. So this is and this is without food coloring, so it just looks like more healthy. Yeah.
And we have to put it in the
And it's like golden, like we do the edges are golden here, but that's not enough. That's we want it to have
Completely, yeah.
and then that's okay, yeah. The only key difference in here and between this guy and this guy, you don't need to cut this. You need to cut this. The other key difference is that you have to flip it. Flipping is a very important thing because you don't want the syrup only to be at the bottom.
So after we spread the syrup, wait about 1 minute only, and then flip it on another pan. I was preparing this pan to flip it on it, and make it rest to rest about until it cool down. And for the Egyptian kunafa, we don't eat it while it is hot. But for the other tradition, like the kunafa nabulsiya for Palestine, yeah, or Palestine for Palestine people or Lebanon or Syrian, they have special kunafa that they eat it hot, maybe in the breakfast in the morning.
Yeah,
but for
and
us,
some-
we eat it cold.
Usually for actually, this is like a dessert thing.
Yeah, it's completely.
I think
Yeah.
you can have it for breakfast. I would always
Yeah,
like
It's something like if you eat pancake, but it is way heavy.
yeah, because then there's the butter that I can give this word, I guess. So I would not recommend it, but I don't say it didn't do it before. So it's amazing. You just like grab like I don't know dessert for breakfast. Yeah.
We do it in Ramadan every day, but never we make the kunafa and baklava in the same day. Only when if we inviting some people, it is a big family gathering because it's so heavy. You can eat all these things in the same day. If it is only one family.
Well, thank you all so much for showing us all these delicious desserts. I'm gonna let Laura Lee wrap up for y'all, but I just want to say thank you because I personally I love watching your family cook. It is so fun. But I'm gonna let Laura Lee.
Thank you so much. And this is
Yeah,
baklava.
thank you guys so much, and thank you, Mom, for joining in and helping out. We had technical difficulties. You guys were pros, handled it like professionals, so we're really happy.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. And it was great fun to talk to you.
Okay, well, enjoy eating all that dessert.
Yeah.